Yeah, there's an interesting bit in that comment actually about our MPs, as the last paragraph of it. Students also need to remember that the people making these decisions are our MPs. Whilst Mike Hancock has promised the union he will keep his promise on fees, our other MP in Portsmouth, Penny Mordaunt, has stayed silent on the issue. Likewise, our MP in Havant and Minister for Higher Education, David Willetts, is largely responsible for these draconian proposals, also can't keep running away from students. Because
yeah, he was supposed to speak the Aspect Gallery, wasn't he? And
yes, he was. And there was security concerns or something, so he didn't turn up to that. And yeah, people in power, the politicians keep shying away from Portsmouth. David Cameron was meant to come and visit something in the dockyards, probably Art Royal, but seeing as he's decommissioned that or whatever he's done to Art Royal. Yeah, so of those three MPs, one stayed silent, one's the person doing the...
One's got his own problems to deal with.
Yeah, it's weird with Mike Hancock. At first, I was... The first I sort of heard about this Russian spy in quotes thing was someone linking on Facebook to the article on the BBC News website, which itself was basically just repeating the claims from the Sunday Times. So I was all ready to say, well, okay, it's just BBC News reporting on claims that the Sunday Times have got from sources and so on. But then the more I sort of looked into it, and as it went on during the day, it's sort of become clearer that at the very least Mike Hancock's naive or working for the Russians. It doesn't seem to be any middle ground yet. I don't know what you think about that. But
I don't really know much about it. I don't know if he can. If he votes against tuition fees, then he can come and spy on me.
It's like political aides and so on that helpers that he has with him when he's on Select. I think he's the vice chair for the Select Committee on Defence or something like that. So he's got more access than you would historically have expected an MP, a Lib Dem MP from down here to have. So if he's still thinking that he doesn't have much power, he's not an interesting target, so the whole idea of him being spied on is ludicrous, then he's wrong in that, at the very least. So
I think that the whole thing's been manipulated slightly to make us believe that the enemy is from over there abroad, and we need to worry. We need to make sure that it's the foreign people we need to worry about. When really, I think the enemy is sounds like a conspiracy theory, but I think the enemy is within, and that it's our own government, and it's the own people that we need to be worrying about. We don't need to be worrying too much about these foreigners, someone from abroad, because are actually we're being screwed by our own government. So I think it's very easy to manipulate in our school. You can report on that incident and for the press to manipulate it in a way that that makes people concerned about an issue which I really don't. The detract from the real issue, which is obviously the cuts. Obviously, that should be the main news story every single day. Should be the cuts. That's the most important thing that we need to worry about.
Yeah, I can agree with that definitely, because it's the cuts for university students or people's wanting to go to university in the next before this government gets kicked out, which hopefully isn't too long away. But anyway, it's not just the rise in fees, but also the cuts in funding that mean the fees have to rise, because the universities are in a position where they're having the money taken away from them from the government and being told that they can raise the fees. So obviously that's what they're doing, because they've got a shortfall that they've got to make up. So
I think it's also ideological. I don't think it's just about. I mean, it's bad enough doing it to pay for bankers, but I think that it's also an ideological thing that they don't want people. They don't want poor people learning too much. It just seems like there's an element of that. That's what they wanted to do. The Tory Party benefit from elitism, and they benefit from not having a universal education.
To sort of dumbing down by policy.